And we are going live right now. So hopefully the audio is working out the way I want it to. I don't want it to do what it did that one time where it was all kind of crappy. Let's see. How can we check that? There we go. It is very loud. What does that do? I don't understand why this is a problem like every time. That is just it's way too sensitive. I mean, it's super loud for the rest of you guys, right? What if I move it away? Let me move it over here. I don't understand. Is it? It can't be this. See, I don't want it to use the microphone on the camera, and it freaking is, isn't it? So it's good for you guys? Well, I'm an idiot. I had the volume up on my freaking cell phone way too freaking loud. That would be why. Wah, wah, wah. Well, but it's still pulling audio from the freaking webcam, and it shouldn't be doing that. I don't get it. I don't understand why I can't stop that. I don't want it to pull audio from the microphone because my mouth is freaking right up on it. So, alright, well, we'll unplug those headphones from the computer, because those are completely useless. And unplug these other ones from the cell phone, because they're completely useless. None of that stuff helped me. Crap. Okay, so then I see what's there on the screen, but I can't read any of your comments, so I got to bring that up on the. I'm gonna bring that up on the bigger screen. The advantage of having two monitors. And this cord is not gonna work. So, I can't see your comments yet, so apologize about that. I am actually, I've had stuff on my table for a long time, and once I kind of cleaned up my office, I was able to kind of get this. Actually, is my mat, my cutting mat that I use for making gunpla when I got back into it, like years ago, and it was really funny because it's like the same mat that Larkin has. Although I think Larkin, I think you got the well, this one's the 2 foot one. This one's the 24-inch one, and then 24 by 18 inches. So it might be the same one. So let's see. Come on, computer. So I got one computer over here with this mouse, and I got another computer with this mouse. Vertical mice, that's the way to go, right? It's so much easier to prevent carpal tunnel. See, this is why I need a new computer up there, because it just runs so slow. I was trying to figure out this stuff, but the audio was freaking loud volume on the freaking what you call it, cell phone. Of course, that was the thing, right? Oh my god, come on, computer. Alright. So see, sometimes these live shows, like, they're so much fun, but I can't prep for them, like for like the pop out chat and stuff like that. I can't prep for any of that ahead of time because I have to wait till it's actually live on YouTube. So then we got that, and then hit the control button and make this chat huge. There we go. Ooh, much better. All right, let's see who's all in here. All right, input in here. He says he can't wait. And Ultra Marcus, can't wait to see Crimson scribble all over Raptor. Oh, for sure. Let's see here. By getting myself in the mood by reading the wiki page for Raptors. Hey, there's some lies on those wiki, Ultra Marcus. They tell you that raptors had feathers, and only a couple do, not all of them. So I'm just telling you. Let's see here, and then Taika Phoenix is in here. Thank you, Taika. Then we got Kato's collection. What, Crimson has a YouTube channel? Let's see. This is everybody saying hi to each other. That's awesome. Harry Alpha Scrappers in here. Harry Alpha, can you? So I've always known you as Harry Alpha, but can you explain the comma scrapper? I'm kind of confused by that. Like, is it Harry Alpha Scrapper? Like your name is Harry, and then you're the first scrapper, or is it Scrapper Harry Alpha? Like I'm curious if you're still here to answer that question. Um, Oh, let's see here. Let's see. And Kato, he just got knighted. Larkin's Layers in here. That's awesome. Let's see. Is there a bad chocolate chip cookie recipe? Oh no, there's never a bad chocolate chip cookie recipe. That's what I was making last night. Um, well, actually, Tay, if you need a chocolate chip cookie recipe, um, I can get that for you later. And not Tay's going to be doing some lines for me for a stop motion animation, so I'm really excited about that. And if she backs out, well, I just said it publicly. So now you're in it now. Let's see here. Chaos Soldier 1986. Hello, welcome in. Marvelous Prime, welcome in. You did make it because I am always late to the party apparently. Let's see. Yeah, Larkin's got a vertical mouse as well. Let's see this one. Okay, I'm doing good, Marvelous Prime. How you doing, man? Yes, Chaos Soldier. I did get the cone heads, Ramjet and Dirge. I actually got a few sets of those. So we're gonna be doing something special with the other two pairs. And then let's see here, but that's a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, she's doing some lines. K2. It means something different than in the 80s. Well, it kind of means something like that and nowadays too. She's just going to be doing some really awesome today says Keto. Hey, Wildfire Productions, welcome in. Oh man, super thirsty. That's the one thing I do forget about when doing live streams is I forget to take a drink. So here's what we're gonna do. The stream may or may not get shut down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up some music, but it's not normal music. So it shouldn't get shut down. But I say shouldn't, right? And how do we want to do this? Probably just have to reach over the... Let's see. Mm-hmm. You know what? I never thought about this, but this is exactly where having a wireless keyboard would come in handy. But I don't have a wireless keyboard. I have a Razer Tarantula for gaming. So if this stream gets cut short, it's because I screwed up and played some music. We're going to play with some fire. But this is the exact reason why I got two different monitors so I can move the music stuff up here and still see your chat and everything. So do I need to dim the lighting? Is it that kind of music? Boom, chicka, wow, wow. No, it's not that. Brown chicken, brown cow. Not that kind of music at all, Ultra Marcus. Unless you're Lord Zach. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Oh my God. What? I say these things publicly. I can't edit anything out. Today's like, FBI, open up. Let's see here. Well, shutting down is in like if you did so like say if we were playing like some Cardi B, music or some Britney Spears or some Metallica or something, it's going to get shut down. Like Negan's gonna come up and he's gonna got his baseball bat and he's gonna be like, little pig, let me in. It's like, so that's how that would work, right? From The Walking Dead, just so people know that. Yeah, copyright issues. But we're gonna try to do something that doesn't get us in trouble with the copyright. See, that's how the raptor roll. See. So let's just see. Ooh, I can control volume too. I'm gonna find out and see if anybody can hear that. Let me know if you guys can hear that, or if it's. We just kind of want something in the background, but something that is not louder than myself. What could be louder than me? Let's see here. Yeah, they mostly redirect the revenue to the copyright folder. Holder, not folder. Okay, so let me know if you guys can hear the music, and I'll wait for that chat to catch up. Now, the first thing I do when I'm doing custom is I use wax paper. And the reason why is for a no scrub cleanup. I don't have to worry about getting stuff wet, like you're not really. I mean, we're working with acrylics, and the difference is there's two different kind of paints you can use when you're trying to hand paint figures, is acrylic and enamel. And enamel will eat right through pretty much everything, and tends to be sticky for a long period of time, especially in high humidity areas. Acrylic, however, will not eat through everything, but I mean, like, it's going to take you a very long time for it to dry. And acrylic is usually, it's water-based, and it dries pretty quick. And let's see here. I wonder who gives me the warning. Is it YouTube or just StreamYard? I don't think StreamYard would care, but I think StreamYard would say something like, hey, like, your stream's been shut down on your channel. We don't know why. Probably contact YouTube. But let's see here. I feel like this tune makes me want to clean things while birds help. Well, that's cool if you guys can hear it from that far away, because I don't want it to be overpowering, right? There are some beats in it that are a little overpowering. So, and then I'm not even showing you this. So acrylic is water-based. They dry really quick. And this is just Blue Painter's tape. I use 3M. 3M's a really good brand. I pretty much have this like all over the place whenever I need to do something not so permanent, because this painter tape, it just peels right off, leaves no residue whatsoever. Now, there is like the green stuff you can get and some of the frog tape and stuff. Some of that stuff's a little heavier duty. I don't use that. I just use the blue. That's all I need. So then that way it keeps my cutting board mat clean, and but then I still have this. It's folded, double folded, and you can put paint on here. You can let it dry. You can do all kinds of different stuff. So, but you'll also need. Let me see. Do I have some in here? Yes, I have some in here. Now this actually is just water. It's kind of dirty. Probably should have washed that out, but that's okay. We'll work with it. And then there's one more thing we need, and it's not here. So I'm going to take one of these, and I'll be right back while you guys enjoy the tunes. All right. So the other thing we do, a wizard mouse should be cleaning. So this actually isn't a Disney thing. that would definitely not be a good idea. But this is actually the PlayStation The Lost World Jurassic Park soundtrack. And I admit to kind of set up something else, but this is going to be a good test of that, and it seems to be working so far. Um, Especially while I was gone, I would have thought that, if I'm not here, then something might happen, because then it hears the music fully. The other thing you want are just paper towels. So it's not so much a tutorial, so much it is like, hey, what kind of mess can we make? Um, but like I've done other customs. Some people in here, they know. Um, so like I've worked on Siege Prowl. Let's see if we can get that kind of in focus. There we go. So really, I just made his legs blue, just something super simple. Um, Definitely makes it stand out a lot more. It's got kind of a glossy to it. It's just translucent blue. Did the same on his back windshield as well. Not as good as job here as cleanup as I'd like, but it works for me, and it works at a distance for Prowl, but definitely makes him look more G1. And I've done a job on Wheeljack, and not, like I changed a lot of his tires and stuff from that orangey red to the gray that he would have in the show. And so like you can see where some of the paint, like I didn't seal it, I was just doing this as a test, so some of it's kind of rubbed off just from just touching it like that over time. And then have like, these had some red in it as well, and so this is all green now. And his windshield definitely did not like the way this windshield came out at all. I mean, it works from a distance, but very far distance, and just wasn't very happy with it. And it's worse even here, like on the like the little, like these don't even match like color wise. You can tell this one is much lighter than that one, like way lighter. So it just, sometimes your customs aren't always going to work out. You don't want to get discouraged. You don't want to just be like, just completely give up. But then we have, in this case, I wanted to make a cartoon version of Wheeljack, and he is coming out in the Netflix Siege, but he's got a bunch of battleware on him, so that's okay. Sometimes they'll make stuff that you're trying to customize, and sometimes they won't. That's why you're customizing them, right? It still looks better than the Wheeljack from '86 movie. That's true. It doesn't have holes in his chest, that's for sure. And then the other thing I made was this custom clamp down, and this is actually Red Alert, or Red Alert. And so I kind of almost fudged up the Autobot symbol here, and I really didn't mean to do that. I was trying so hard not to do that. I didn't want to put his little, what's called a chrysanthemum. Like I didn't want to put that little dip that Prowl has. That would kind of pretty much finish off Clamp Down, as well as some red here and there. But I kind of liked how Clamp Down showed up like this. It made his alt mode look really good with the futuristic kind of Cybertronian Lambo. So I like that a lot more. And then of course I gave him the blue, which you can do the blue by painting underneath the light bar, because this is all clear, like a smoke clear, but then there's red paint underneath, and that's how you get that red there. So if you take off all that red on this side and then paint it blue, then that's how you get red and blue there. So that was a pretty cool little thing to find out with these particular figures. Nothing really done on the top except for kind of like, just kind of show a little bit of it, but just kind of showing, it just gave them a little bit of a different look than Sideswipe or the upcoming Tiger track that we're getting and stuff. So just simple little changes like that. And this case, like another custom I did, is this Velociraptor. Now, this is pretty much almost unchanged if you saw like the prototype from the back of the packaging, but these claws here were unpainted, so I had to paint each one of the little claws right there. And then on the mouth, if you look at, like, let's say this particular raptor, for example, you don't have pink on the outside of the gum. You only have pink on the tongue. And in addition to that, let's see if you guys are seeing that all right. So I think it's focusing on what I don't want. There we go. There we go. So yeah, so there's no pink on the outside. Now, on here, on this particular figure, there is pink that's on the roof of the mouth. And it's kind of hard to see on this side because the pink that I used is much brighter. All right, there we go. That's better. And then no problem, input. It's kind of a dumpster fire already because all the audio snafu that I thought I had when I didn't really. But on this other raptor here, there is no top pink jaw. And there's also, you notice there's no gum line on either of the two that are not customized. So like I had to add the pink that was up here around the tiger raptor's maw. So those, and again, you'll see there's no claws on either one of them either that are painted here on the forearms. So a lot of that, adds little touches in here and there of figures, and they're simple things. And now one is, when you can go pretty crazy on a figure. And this is actually reminiscent of Jurassic Park, the Series 2, Gallimimus. And keep in mind that, like, there was just brown, this kind of dark kind of brown that's here, and then just some little dark brown stripes that were right there. And then that was it. From wherever there was a red stripe, up here is where there was a dark brown stripe. So I had to go through, make all this blue, make all this red, and then add the blue out here. Now, he did have a little bit of striping out here, but none of this red and blue. And so I added all of that, made them pretty colorful and accurate to the Series 2 figure from, I think it was 97. I think it was 97. No, not 97. That can't be right. 94, 95. Because Jurassic Park came out in 93 with the toys, and so it would have been 94, 95 for Series 2. But I gave him these little claws here and repainted his toes because all they had was like a polish that just almost like a shellac that made it just kind of glossy. So, and he still has that, footloose, footloose. Anyway. So you do pretty extensive with customs. It just depends on what you're wanting, what you're looking for. What do you want from the figure that you got? Is there anything you'd want to change? So one thing that I definitely wanted to change is I wanted Siege Ratchet to have red forearms, because he didn't have it in the Siege show. He didn't have this because this whole thing, is kind of a blend between both Generation 1 and the Ratchet from Prime, Transformers Prime. But I wanted him to have the G1 red hands, almost kind of like he had like red gloves on or something like that. So there's that one, and they just come off just pretty easy. Nothing too complicated. We'll get this out of the way before I break that. Sometimes it's got to be careful because you don't want to break. You don't want to just completely, when something's not wanting to move, don't try to force it, because then you'll just have a broken figure on your hand, and you don't want that. Ultramag's like, guys, we were doing Ratchet now. Like, Ultramag's like, I thought we were just doing dinosaurs. Let's see here. Well, if this handle come out, End up breaking them. But again, don't do that. That's so weird. Like, why is his... It's moving this way, but it's not moving that way. Strange. Well... what the crap? So we gotta hit bad ratchet. Bad. Why is this not working? Oh, crap. Man, this is like... I mean, it's really in here, which is good. You want it to be in there. But I at least want the hand. You know what? We'll get that hand later. We'll work on this one. So I don't know why that one's not coming out. So there's kind of a couple different ways you can approach this. Some people will just paint just the whole thing red, right? But as you've seen, if there's extra tape that's on this joint here, then that's not really a good idea, because then it's going to get even tighter than it already was. So you can usually avoid that by kind of using this painter tape to go over those joints that you don't want to have paint on them. So that way, if you do end up brushing and you get a mistake or whatnot, it won't go off. So, and it doesn't have to be super like clean or nothing like that. You just don't want it to seep in where you don't want it to go. So like that works, and you can hold it here too. It's pretty stable. But we'll twist it up, make it even more stable. Crimson only use official tools. That's right. Where was my hammer? All right. So which one did I just? It was this one I filled up. So there's many different paints you can use. I mean, you just go to the store and you'll find there's a billion of them. I mean, literally a billion. I mean, there's no exaggeration there. But there's a couple that I do. Some people say, oh, yeah, let's use the Games Workshop Citadel colors. Well, that's fantastic if you want to pay like a tremendous amount of money for a very small amount of paint. And, you know, that's fine. You do what you want, but you don't necessarily have to go super crazy like that. This sounds almost... Does this not sound Avengers-like? Or... Because earlier it sounded like it was like Days of Future Past, like Bryan Singer's X-Men. I mean, I get it. This is a PlayStation 1, but like, who did do the... Now I'm curious as who did do the soundtrack for The Lost World. Hey, TFNG, what's going on? So right now we're working on Siege Ratchet's hand. And so, like, there's this here is the bright red from Apple Barrel. And that this is 50 cents. Or, well, I think they're like, some of them are $1 now. But, like, they're 50 cents for 2 fluid ounces. This one's a half an ounce of Reaper paint. And these usually run you about, like, $3 or $4. And Citadels are much more than that. So I don't really use any of the Citadel paint. They are really good paints. I've seen them used on models. I've not used them myself. But in this case on here, it just depends on kind of like, okay, do you want this one heraldic red? And that's kind of a darker red, see? But this bright red is pretty bright. And the thing is that this gives you a good indication of kind of close to what you might get. But it also will change whatever you're applying to. So if you're putting bright red on black, then it's not going to be a bright red anymore. If you're putting bright red on white, then it's going to be a pretty bright white, or pretty bright red. So first I got to open this. And where's my knife? Oh, shall get the knife. And hey, Master Fire, what's going on? So it's like the same, man. You're just joining all my live streams now, aren't you? Let's see. Oop. Cut this up. Remember, always cut away from yourself, no matter how safe you think you're being, because when that knife slips, it's going to slip right into your skin. All right. Let's see. Always have that trash can nearby and handy. So, all right. This one, we're not making anything. We're just painting some stuff up. So this is actually Siege Ratchet's hand. And this over here. And so this is where that wax paper comes in handy, because you can just pour it right directly on here. And you can have like a little palette or something like that. It's not like a real big deal. Let's see. So you don't want to have a whole bunch. That's why you have the paper towels, right? You don't want to have a whole bunch of water on there, because then it'll just spread all over here. So like in this example, you just kind of get a little bit. And if you were to have the brush completely dry, then you'll just glob the paint on. So you do want to have some thinning to do with it. So we're just going to go over this. So let's see if we can get some more light in here. Let's see if that kind of works a little better. Yeah. I need like overhead studio lights, right? That would be real nice. Let's see here. Yeah, Ultra Marcus like, you're going to lose a finger? Let's see. It's kind of dramatic music for painting, right? Let's see. See, it's not just me that needs, it's not just you guys that needs light, it's me too. So you see how it's not covering everything, and that's good, because your first coat should never cover everything. Otherwise, you're using way too thick of coats. Because you want to be able to retain all the detail, you know? That's what we complain about. Like, if they use too thick a paint, then it was just like, well, it just looks like a Cyberverse toy, or it looks like a one-step changer or whatever. It was like, well, yeah, because you lost all the detail that was there. So when you keep going back over it in different angles. So you see how that's a real thin layer? So it's kind of like almost like a orange or something with the two. Hey, Billy B. Good Silver, what's going on? And kind of do this one over here. Let me know if that's coming in kind of clear, or is it focusing on Ratchet there on the table? So I'm kind of curious. I can see, but like what I'm doing, but I can't see what the camera's doing per se, like in clarity. So now this already had some stains on the brush. That's the other thing too, guys. Take care of your brushes. You don't want to just leave them sitting in water, and you don't want them drying with paint on them. This particular one, a lot of these were used brushes I got, so it's not like a super big deal. But my brushes that I use that are like, definitely take care of them for sure. Like new ones that I've bought, I'm just not using them in this particular case. Now remember, and we talked about with thin layers, is you want to make sure that you're not using a lot of water, because then that's going to take off the other layer that you just did. There you go. All right. Then we can start on the thumb and the forefinger and stuff. Yeah, TFN Geek brings up a good point. That's what we were talking about earlier, is that, if you wanted the bright red to show up real bright, then brighter base color you have, the brighter that it'll show up. So, like for example, like we said, if you're using a bright red on black, it's going to be kind of a darker red, just because that's what your base is. That's why they talk about a primer that you can use is gray, because you can either go light or dark when you have a gray base. Let's see. And we're not really worried about the interior of his hands right now. Super dramatic music for painting. There we go. So it's kind of nice. You guys kind of have something to listen to, so you don't always have to listen to my voice 100% of the time. See, I would like the interior of this to. I mean, it could be red, then you get that, whether it's black or red or something like that. But I also would like to have it have, if it were black inside there, like shadows. All right. Yeah, these are the ones at Walmart Wildfire. That's what, like, this particular. Like I said, it's just that apple barrel red. So I wasn't using the Reaper Bones paint or nothing. I mean, Reaper paint you can get online, but in this case, I mean, and they have tons of colors. I mean, like thousands and thousands of colors. But Apple Barrel has, several hundred. But um, most of the time, they'll kind of get they'll kind of already have like a lot of the main paints you'll want. Unless you want a really specific color, then that's kind of where you gotta kind of branch out to different brands, different types, different companies. But you can already see how much brighter that's getting. Just even like in the difference here, if you should be able to see that. But like even the difference here, where you see the outside of his knuckles are kind of lighter, but everything else is a little darker. So like darker color. That's good. That's what we want. So it kind of as it's drying. So like that's why I'm turning it. If you're noticing, like I'm kind of turning it so that way one part will dry. By the time that part dries, I'll get back to it once I go all the way around. Because it's pretty quick drying. That's the main advantage of acrylic, right? Like it's washable and it's very quick drying. Again, these little crevices, and there's all kinds of brushes and stuff you do. So let's see here. Thanks, Ultra Marcus. Probably gonna need some. You see how I need some more water. Whoosh whoosh. What really makes the paint stick is making whooshing sounds. Whoosh 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 whoosh. See, it's working. It's working. Yeah. See, there you go. You got a whoosh. Whoosh left. Whoosh right. Whoosh left. Right. But see, that's where if you use up too much water, you see how it's kind of starting to kind of fade a little bit. But but I'm letting it fill into the crevices and stuff and cracks of everywhere else. So like if I took a little bit of water and filled it in right there, see that's where some of that paint's filling in right there in that little crevice I haven't been able to get. So, but you don't want that spreading everywhere, or else it'll just take your paint off because again it's water based. The other good thing, like if you're using Citadel paints, hey Jay Hollow, welcome in. If you're using Citadel paints, or even the Reaper paint, that stuff can get kind of expensive if you're wasting a lot of it. But in the April barrel, it's 50 cents, $1 sometimes. You get 2 fluid ounces. Yeah, you may still be wasting paint, but it's not as big of a jump as if you were wasting paint with a different company. So, all right. So now we got like a lot of the outside is pretty much good with a good coat. So now you can get a little bit more water, a little bit paint, and we're going to try to get some of the inside. Now, we're not going to be able to get all of it because this brush is a little too wide, but we're going to try to get as much as we can on the inside. And you see how I'm kind of pushing back like toward the camera? So that's getting that other side. Even though I can't see it, I know it's getting it. And then I can push away from the camera, and that's getting that other side. And you twist around here too, but you don't want to do that too often because then you'll just twist up paint. So now we got like a pretty good base there on the inside. Try to get in there a little deeper. That's what she said. Let's see here. There we go. All right. And then I got brushes and stuff up here. Trying to find it. Whoa. Trying to find a right size brush I need. Or a brush that would work for. Yeah, that'll work. So big difference just right here from the sizes of the brushes. So that's the other advantage too of having multiple brushes. And that's why they come in so many sizes, because you'll need them for specific jobs. Yeah, we're Chaos Soldier. We're painting up Siege Ratchet's hands to be red, so they match his G1 look rather than the Transformers Prime look that Siege Ratchet does. And so far, this music's doing pretty good. It's not getting us into new trouble, right? Yeah, we're still alive. That's good. And that was some super dramatic music. You know, it's funny. There was I think there was a stream or something I was watching, and they had an ad had played during the stream, and that got them struck for a copyright. How stupid is that? It was a freaking ad because it used copyrighted music in the ad, right? I'd be like, man, this like whole system's just freaking stupid. All right. Awesome. You know, I don't really know kind of what the difference would be for animated Ratchet. I remember when animated came out, I really didn't like it. I didn't like the style. Same thing with Cyberverse, right? Like I didn't like the style of it. Didn't like the look of the characters. I was just like, man, this art looks so stupid. It's just stretchy. It's too kidified. Like it's not that like I wanted something super serious like what Siege would end up being. I mean, Lord knows we never thought we'd get that. But then you watch the show, and just like with Cyberverse, both of them, I didn't like at first, and then I watched them, and I'm like, man, I love this show. Like some animated. Why haven't we gotten an animated Titan class Omega Supreme like as the arc? Wouldn't that have been like a great kind of blend that in? Um, Obviously, the Omega Supreme we got is super awesome, but it would have been really cool to have him transform into the arc, or somehow, like a secret third mode or something like that. It could have made it work. There we go. So you see, we're not too worried about that interior. You guys probably can't see that. We're not worried too much about that interior there on the forearm because that's what's going to butt up against or rub up against the wrist when you're swiveling it. So it's not a super big deal. Yeah, J Hall, I'm really much more like a tune guy because I would say, and it's so funny, like it's so much of it has changed over the years, right? Um, like even Masterpiece was like, okay, we're all about the cars and stuff, and it just wasn't. They were licensed, they were expensive, and like it's just like, well, I really want them to look like a cartoon, and then the whole market shifts over to cartoon like, and that's crazy because it's just like, what, we just had accurate, cars, and now all those masterpieces they don't work, and then we get Siege, and we're like, okay, we're gonna make them like they were the G1 toy, and people were like, no, we want them like the cartoon, and they were like, okay, we'll paint Optimus Prime's hands. We'll paint him blue, and we'll paint his eyes blue, and yeah, everybody will be all right, right? Let's see here. Oh, did I miss somebody? Oh, is that Cure? Hey, man, welcome in, dude. Well, and that's what's cool about the studio series is I got a few of those myself, and they are fantastic, like vehicles and stuff. Even though if in some cases they're not 100% like they were in the movies, but they're not always licensed, it seems. But I mean, they're super great um, for their detail and everything else like that. I mean, the Studio Series was kind of like that, almost a masterpiece, but they didn't have the budget. Let's see. So I'm liking how that hand, the fist looks pretty good. Something's missing right here. I don't know why they keep missing that for some reason. There we go. And yes, my finger's getting dirty with red. It's not blood. I didn't cut myself, not yet. So you can get a little dab of water. Try to get that paint inside that little detail part there. If you notice, I think there was like on his forearm. I mean, obviously right here, it's got like the red cross, right? But there's supposed to be like some kind of detail, like this is homaging something else. So like it's not the G1 figure. I don't even think it's animated. I think Jay Holland may have it. Right, it might be animated. It looks good. All right. So then sometimes you run in the conundrum of like, oh crap, what am I going to do with this figure now? Because it's completely wet and painted everywhere. So then just something super simple. Get some tape, you double side it. Hopefully you got enough slack so you can kind of, whoa, that lost out of my hand. So you can just kind of fold it. Hopefully. Maybe. cap over here, right? Every paint jar has a cap. And then there you go. And that way it dries just like that, and hopefully it won't fall or tip over or get hit by anything. Now, I don't know how we're going to get this other, hand off of Ratchet. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm just doing some cleanup on the Raptor Claw. Alright. This one. And this. This reminds me of the part where sorry. This reminds me of the part where you're the hunter and you're swinging through like the trees and stuff or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna get this out of Ratchet. That's crazy. I can't believe this is like not coming out. Here, let me try. Holy crap! Whew! That was in there. Oh, see. Okay, so here's what you ran into. That this paint right here. This is obviously paint, right? It's white plastic with paint, and they had gotten some paint actually in there. And look, it's actually here on the plastic, and that's why it was so stuck in there. So when they used the airbrush, it leaked through and then got kind of stuck. Now it was still able to turn, but it just made it like so it couldn't go down any further. Holy crap, man, that was rough. All right, how long have we been streaming? Holy crap, an hour. Yeah, round 2 with the other fist. Man, that's crazy. It's like time is like freaking flown by. I want to say I really appreciate you guys coming in. Sometimes when I do stuff like this, and I make a broadcast like in StreamYard or whatever I'm doing, I'm just like, man, I wonder if anybody will show up. And sometimes I think I think this will be the one that nobody shows up to, but I'm just like always so surprised, and I'm just so grateful. I just really am grateful for you guys. It's it's just I'm trying hard not to I get super gushy, but it's so good to meet such great friends and other people that are in this little YouTube community we have of Transformers. I mean, and dinosaurs, other dino tubers and stuff, and it's like I know everybody all has different schedules, and some of us are confined to home, and some of us aren't, and some of us just have days off that work with others, and it's just really that's a lot of paint. It's just really cool just to be able to kind of interact and have fun with everyone. So, and I think that's the end of that music. Let's see. Oh, I was happy in work when I saw you'd be streaming this evening. Yeah, it is true. This is the evening for you over there. How can I? Okay, let's see. Let's see. That's not what I want. Not what I want. I want this. It won't let me highlight it. There we go. Now it'll let me highlight it. Sweet. All right. Get rid of that one. don't think that's the one I want. I don't want that one either. Do. That only has 10. Why does that only have 10? And this one has 11. Oh well, we'll try this one. Alright, there we go. We're going old school with Jurassic Park, Super Nintendo. Ooh, that's a little loud. Yeah, I'm just looking at that. Can you see that? You guys can see that other fist there? Yeah, that's looking really good, even from this distance. Time to get jungle-fied. Here we go. Get in the jungle, Crimson Raptors jungle. Oh yeah. This is my jam right here. What? You said you want it louder. We'll make it louder. Come into the jungle with the Crimson Raptor. The other two Raptors you didn't even know was there. What's up, Pac-Man? Dude, that was awesome. So, I will have you all know that I do this even without an audience. Let's see. All right. So I'm using a little too much paint there, so I'm kind of swathing. Is it swathing? I'm swathing a little rougher than I normally would. I'm trying to get some of that paint out so we don't lose the detail on Ratchet's forearm. That's what we're doing right now. Pack is we're painting up Siege Ratchet's arm. You can see he's a little decapitated over there, so he's going for that Siege Impactor look right now. It's real in right now. And got the other one is already done over here. These are some funky 16-bit tunes. Oh yeah, for sure. Was Super Nintendo not your jam, Ultra Marcus? That's what I grew up on. A lot of my siblings, they grew up on the regular Nintendo, but Super Nintendo was mine. And then I tried to get into the PlayStation 1, but it was pretty expensive. Like, I think when it first came out, it was a pretty expensive console. I mean, really, technically, they all were, but I remember when I got, so my brother had a Super Nintendo, but, like, I remember when I got my own Super Nintendo, and it came with Donkey Kong Country, and it was when was that? That would have been Christmas '97 when I got a Super Nintendo all by myself. And I think it was '97. Is that right? 95. 96? No, it couldn't have been 95. Because that was when Godzilla was out in Trend Masters. Huh, now I think it might have been 96. I'm pretty sure it was 97 though. But that can't be right either, because that's when we got in the other house. So Okay, anyway, at some point, I got a Super Nintendo by myself, and I remember opening it up. Didn't even know what it was. Well, the SNES did come out in '92. That's true, but I didn't get one until way after that. Because '93 was like my Christmas of Jurassic Park, and I can't really remember much about '94. What that Christmas was like. So it might have been '95. Might have been I got Donkey Kong Country. Would it have been '95? Maybe I've been misremembering it all these years, which is all possible. Anyway, so when I got the Super Nintendo, I didn't know what it was. I opened it up and I saw what it was. I literally just cried. I put down the Super Nintendo. I started crying, and I went and hugged my mom and dad, and I thanked them both so very much for it. And like everybody was all like, "Oh my god, like over dramatic Christopher, over dramatic Crimson Raptors," right? So, but that's how it was. I mean, I was just like I was so overjoyed and really happy. So, um, but yeah, it was super cool, and I really appreciated that. Like I could now have my own Super Nintendo and I get to play all my games. And so I got the games that I wanted to play. Because my brother didn't always want to play the same games I wanted to. All right, here we go. Here we go. Digging into the deep. And this is one of those. This theme right here is just kind of like where you're just walking around. Kind of. I think this is kind of the mountainous area sometimes. You'd be looking for key cards, shooting at raptors. Not me raptors, but like raptors like this. Oh, you can't see that raptor. Raptors like this. Not friendly. Dinobot. Maximize. To be or not to be. That is the question. Alright. So we're getting in there. Getting in there pretty deep. So use a little too much paint on this side. That's okay. It'll dry here real soon. Forearm's looking good though. Alright. What's up, Devasium in motion? See you, TF Angie. Alright, let's see. Devasium's motion's like, what? Packer's like, I was hoping this would be live at 6 p.m. tonight. Well, yeah. I could do 6 p.m. But girl takes priority. I gotta give her attention too. So this is my attention. This is all of us just chilling, just kind of in the midday. All right, so you got this. You don't want to get too thick of a paint here because you're going to be putting weapons in here, and it's probably going to rub in there anyway, even after you clear coat it. So that's not too big of a deal. All right. I don't know, Pac. Maybe Ultra Marcus. Like I think this may be some of that brown chicken, brown cow music a little bit there. I've come to deliver the pizza. Okay. But I don't have any way to pay for it. Oh. Device emotion. I was setting up to do some painting myself, noticed this was live, and now I'm here. Well, hey man, we can paint together. You painting some Gunpla or you painting some Transformers? I'm gonna head over to the painting some dinosaurs here in a second. after I'm done with this. Because we got the other ratchet hand is drying over here. So you got a couple little spots I missed in here. So we're going to do those. Just remember, when if you guys are painting or wanting to customize, and you see this later, like, just don't, just thin the thin layers you do, the better it's going to turn out. Let's see. So you don't lose a lot of that detail. This is the music when you're at the ship. And you're trying to find the key card, which Ray Arnold is in there. Oops, spoilers. But when you're at the ship that Nedry is supposed to get on, I guess is what it was symbolizing, but it was really just an abandoned ship. There we go, kind of go across here. Nice and relaxing. Devasi Emotion says he's Gunpla. I rarely ever do paint work on Transformers, any aside from stickers. It's true. That makes sense. This is just painting up on Siege Ratchet because I really want him to look like like how he looks in my head, And did pretty good there on the interior. Going there a little deeper because I'm kind of a perfectionist that way. Let's see. Kind of get some more on that. So we're almost out of paint here, or on the wax paper anyway. There we go. And Kato's back. Kato joins, and his music cue opens up. Oh yeah. Everybody dance in the jungle. All right. So, like I said before, we're like, okay, well, now where are we going to put this? So, again, the blue painter tape comes in super handy for a second time. And every paint can has a lid. And this works for the little small bits. So, that's super, super cool. All right. So now we got those hands are drying. Gosh, I really do love this Siege line. I'm gonna miss it. I miss it still. We're getting it with the Netflix Siege, right, guys? But it's just like it's everything that I mean, I get it, the Earth modes and all that jazz. Like, there's so many people that are like with like getting rid of all their Siege figures and saying, "Oh, Earthrise is coming out with." Blue Streak and or not Sunstreaker, but Blue Streak and Prowl and Ironhide again. And I just I'm tempted to get them too, but it's so weird because there's so many people that are saying now they're just like, well, I'm going to keep them in alt mode and their vehicle form. And I'm like, what? When have we ever display them outside of their robot modes? Because it's the character we love. So crazy. We're so fickle sometimes, right? Oh. He managed to finally detach it. That usually means something different. I don't know what's for dinner tonight, Pat. I do not know. All right. Um, we had Italian yesterday. All right, so now this is where things get a little interesting. So this is, I'm not sure. Here's some mountain stone, wolf gray, and dragon black. So I tend to use a combination. So if you look at like some of these, like you can tell, oh, okay, like these claws on here, they're black, right? Well, they're really not. They kind of have like the green one has like a hint of brown, and the other two, they do have a black to them, but you can see that this is really more of a darker brown itself. So it just kind of depends on kind of what you want to end up with. Like for example, this normal blue here, this is obviously a gray. I mean, it's not. It's 100% different color than what you have on the green. You guys see that? Let me see if you can see that. There we go. And it gives them character, right? They all kind of have their own little thing. Like this one doesn't have any because this was a Kohl's exclusive. So they had a different color of plastic, a different budget for paint. Notice how the paint doesn't go to the tip, the end part of the tail. So like their budget was this far, right? No limbs, right? There's no claws on there. They painted a stripe here, the eye, and the interior of the mouth, and then the stripe on the other side, the eye there, and then they were done. That was as far as their budget went for Mattel's. Now, in this case, what we'll do first is we'll do the claws on the green one. Now, they don't always have to match. You can always paint over all this stuff, of course. But I like a little bit of dark. He had some sketty last night, Kato. That's good. I wasn't a fan of spaghetti for a long time. And then the person who cured me of that is my girl. She makes fantastic spaghetti. I'm gonna have Chinese. Okay, well, yeah, Chinese would be good too. All right, so see a little bit of mountain gray. Now, normally you would use something like a like a toothpick or something is usually what I use, but I actually forgot to get toothpicks while I was out when I was doing the toy hunting. So in this case, this particular figure does this, like slash action. So if you just tilt these hands out like he's flying, like he's like a bird. That's an in joke for us Raptors. Tay likes pasta. I like pasta as well. If it's Italian, I'm a pizza guy, 100% though. But my favorite is Mexican because my people's my heritage. Oh, this is also when you're inside a building. This is that. So you see how it's kind of wet, and as you're painting over the green, then it's kind of spreading out a little bit. So that's okay. You notice I didn't dip into the water here. we go. See, and again, it's just like, just slow, deliberate strokes. You don't want to go super crazy. You don't want to flick paint everywhere all over the figure. Pack's like, I'm a carb lover. I'm a carb lover. Potatoes, pasta, Mexican. Kato's favorite is Japanese. Oh, awesome. Sushi all day, every day. Am I right? And give me some tempura. Give me some ramen. But let's see. And Tay's like, I live too far away from the quote unquote real places to really have good specialty food places. Yeah, that sucks. I know one of our friends that lives in Canada is Dennis Gottbot, or Dennis Moulton, aka Gottbot, that um, he loves chicken fried steak, and I was just thinking of like that's a southern thing though, like that's such an odd thing to have in Canada is chicken fried steak. But then what was the thing? Oh, crap! What was it? He said he never heard of white gravy, and or was it brown gravy? Which one was it? But like I love chicken. I love white gravy on my chicken fried steak, and that's why I like if you're gonna have biscuits and gravy or something like that. But I haven't had chicken fried steak in forever. Oh yeah, that's the elevator music. Obviously, it sounds like elevator music. Just did a little overpainting here, so I'm getting rid of that. Little splash of water. Put a little seltzer on, a little club soda. That'll take that paint off. Oh yeah, chicken fried steak for sure, and oh breaded tenderloins. You know what? You know what we don't have um, here is we don't have pork tenderloin sandwiches, and you have to go to like Iowa or Indiana or something like that to get some really good pork tenderloin sandwiches, and they just don't have those down here. All right, let's see. Okay, so a little bit more up here. I don't even know if this is in focus. I'm so sorry, guys. Probably focusing more on what's back there than what I'm doing. And there's some jazzy music right up here. All right, let's switch to the other hand. Where is here, Crimson? I live in Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. And when you leave other states, they're like, oh, thank you for visiting so and so. Kansas, Arkansas, Texas, Missouri. Everywhere they're all like that. And then you get into Oklahoma, and you're like, click it or ticket. Welcome to Oklahoma. Put your seatbelt on. Let's see. I'm just about tired of this music. It's jazzy, it's snazzy, but come on, man. It's a battleship. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's oops, I just sliced on the wax paper. Whoops. Um yeah, heck yeah, it's a battleship. Freaking didn't do as bad as the Arizona though. Oh, too soon, Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. A little bit of mess. I was looking at the wrong thing when I was trying to paint that. All right. Oh, this is when you're battling the T-Rex. You're trying to get away from him. He's coming after you. Get out of there. Shoot him with the tranquilizer darts. I think there was a thing like I remember like the old myth was you could like oh yeah, you could totally defeat the T-Rex, but I was like I don't remember if that was true. It's been a while since I played, but I remember you could beat him back if you had a bunch of tranquilizer darts, but you couldn't like I mean he wasn't going to die. He was unstoppable. Get a little bit of red in there. Like tenderizing mallet is missing. Whoa. I don't know what to say, Devastia. Somebody's got your tenderizing mallet, man. They've been hitting some meat with it, that's for sure. Just yell out in the house and be like, "Who's been hitting their meat with my mallet?" Oh man, this is on my channel, man. What am I thinking? I mean, we can do this on Input's channel, but not on mine. I'm just kidding. Man, if somebody's in here and they're an hour, oh my god, an hour and a half in, that's on them. It's not my responsibility anymore. I totally agree with the Rejecticons. Like, man, if somebody wanted to listen to this the whole way, they're gonna get some treated to some awesomeness. Let's see. All right. Almost got that claw done. Man, it's a really long middle claw this raptor has. I never quite noticed that. But this is a different mold than the other ones because he's got that savage strike action with the claws slashing. See, I know you can do. I know there's always airbrush and stuff like that, but sometimes you just an airbrush is you know what it's like in this example of like trying to do these claws like it would be like trying to sweep your kitchen with a leaf blower. Like it's too much power. You don't need that kind of power to blow all those leaves. And with that, we are out of music for that. All right. So then we got another one. I can't believe we already went through all those. That's crazy. All right. We're going to start here. Oh, yeah. This is Jurassic Park Part 2. The chaos continues. Oh, yeah. And since the raptor can be balanced, he doesn't need the blue tape now, does he? Kitchen needs to be refloored anyway. Yeah, just use that leaf blower. That's what we need. So we got a little bit of dragon black and just a touch of mountain gray. That's when the Gallimimus are like running through. They're like, and Alan Grant, and who was the other guy's name? Now I forget what his name was. They were trying to stop all the engine hunters and scientists from taking the animals, and but this one was also the music for the T-Rex too. So there we go. Now we're getting this. Oh no, game over. Would you like to play a game? No, no, no. Would you like to play a game? And this is isn't this the credits? I think this is like one of those songs that like people are like, I've never gotten to hear this one before. It's like, yeah, because the freaking game's hard as hell. Freaking last boss is a helicopter, and you're in a helicopter, and you're battling another helicopter, and it's just crazy. And do a little bit more cleanup on that. So which one? What's all Wave 2, Master Fire? Is it Airwave or Snapdragon? Because like I just picked up Double Dealer, and I really didn't want to. I don't really care for the Double Dealer. I got the Generations, but I need that map piece. Damn it! so I went ahead and got him, and his vehicle mode's pretty good looking. I mean, Patriot Prime reviews and Birth of Stormtrooper kind of convinced me to get him. So, but I was like, well, if I see him in the store, I'll probably will. And then I saw him in the store, and I was like, well, crap, now I gotta. Yeah, the Alicon and Smokescreen I'm not getting for sure. RC, I really don't want RC, but I'm 100% getting Alita 1. Airwave, however, is supposed to be out, I think, next month in September, is what it shows for my shipping notice. But I got that pre ordered from Amazon. It's looking like, though, that probably what will happen is some of the other e-tailers are probably going to have Airwave out beforehand. And these are turning out looking a little bit better than I thought they would. So I knew painting on this green was going to be hard. Because that again, it's always about that base coat, that base color you have. It changes how your actual paint's going to end up looking like on the figure. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I agree, Pack. I like the I like the character of Double Dealer. I don't think he was very convincing in was it Master Force, right? But in the comic, or at least in the part where like him and Hot Rod had their little thing in the IDW comics, like I like that kind of relationship. I like that Double Dealer that we had. Man, that sound I heard all the time. Whew. Oh yeah, get some more jungles up in here. And see, it just, I don't know, not everybody's like as big into the dinosaurs as I am for, obvious reasons, but just adding the black tip on the claws makes a big difference. Let's add this up a little higher. Awesome. He's like, no, I'm too shy for the camera. All right. So those will dry, and they may need another coat. Not super. Oops. Yeah, they're definitely gonna need another coat since they fell on the freaking mat. But we can double check these ratchet hands. Oh, okay, cool. Turned out pretty good. Huh. Now, normally you would go ahead and clear coat them. And when you clear coat them, that actually protects them from like moisture, the oil on your hands, things like that. Sweet. Okay, and then, but I'm not going to do that right now, but we're just going to kind of do a test and see how they look on Ratchet. And this is the one that had the real tough one. There we go. Cool. So there is Siege Ratchet with red hands. Now, it looks a little weird, not only because it's different, but it looks weird because this part around his wrist is white as well. But in the cartoon, you didn't have this red right here. So I don't think it detracts too much. It's what I like for her Ratchet to look like, with his kind of red surgical gloves, more or less. And I've been putting this over on Ratchet's arm just for like a little arc welder. So you see how like it's not totally painted right there? That's probably actually from me just rubbing off right there. But that's okay because it's not clear coated. But when you clear coat it, then it protects all that from that. So, but yeah, that's really cool. So, a good look for Ratchet. I think it looks better. Also, clear coat. This looks matte. This looks glossy on this red. So clear coat can either be matte or it could be semi-matte, or semi-glossy actually, or it can be glossy. And so I have a couple different varieties. So I'll probably end up making it glossy so it matches the rest of the red everywhere else. So cool. Well, Ratchet was the main one I wanted to get done, and the green one too. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Whoa. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. The other thing I want to do, and I'll kind of show, I've done this before, but on that stream where the audio was crap. So when I bought this, I did not know that it looks very much like my avatar. And I'm like, that's crazy. He just needs a yellow eye and a red stripe to go across here. Oops. You can't see that because I did that. He just needs a yellow eye and then a red stripe to go across here. And he's already got the black striping on the back. So like you see right there, that's pretty cool. So I don't know. I may end up kind of making some more black stripes down here. Of course, we're going to paint the claws, and we're going to add that on the upper jaw. We're going to add some more pink up there, up top, and around the gum line too. Then, although like this one, I think it shows there is a little bit of the bump on the snout of my avatar, just as there's a little bump up here. But if you notice that, like the other raptors, they don't always have that because these, so the like blue with the soft snout, this crimson raptor, and this red and this green raptor. These three should be females, and then you have the Lost World Raptor and this raptor, which they have the male heads on them. So now these actually both happen to be the leaping raptors. So actually, you know what? It's not good to leap while you're got a bunch of paint everywhere. So let's yeah, okay, that kind of works. But you know what I mean. But yeah, so this kind of works. It's got the little snout on it. I don't actually technically, well, not technically, but personally, I don't really like the bumpy snout. I'm gonna turn that music down a little bit. Holy crap! Woo! That's a little dramatic. Too dramatic for the snout that's not smooth. But yeah, so I kind of like this smooth kind of snout. That's really much more how I like. But you know, either one works too. So I don't know. I just think it just kind of worked out that this particular raptor that I was not fond of turned out to look more like my avatar than I ever thought it would. So it's never dawned on me. Oh, hey, Kevin Top Hat Productions. Let's see. Yeah, Ratchet. Yeah, it's like Ratchet is rare still. Siege Ratchet is like you think everybody would be like tossing them right now to get an upcoming Earthrise version or something. Um, oh, man, that was fun, guys. I don't want this stream to go on for forever, but this is pretty cool. Devasti says, in my experience, Pledge 4 polish is too weak to top coat with, at least via an airbrush. Yeah, the Pledge stuff is, I know some people do it like because it's cheaper. I'm guessing this is the main pull for it. I don't recommend it. I actually use actually where is it? I just saw it like literally before I started the stream. Where? Oh, here it is. So this is what I use. I use Mr. Hobby, Mr. Super Clear, and I got matte, and I got gloss. And matte, again, that's that stuff that looks, it's kind of dull, it looks kind of real. Then you got gloss that makes it shiny and stuff. So these are the ones I use. Of course, the lid's kind of off on this, but that's not a big deal. But this Mr. Hobby, Mr. Super Clear, and these are very hard to come by, especially during so many other things that are going on in the world. So, but yeah, so that was fun. I really appreciate again everybody coming in. Super love it. Speaking of terrible segues, I just found Battle Cat. So okay, so Kato, they're doing He-Man because I saw Skeletor and He-Man in the store. Like they look like the old figures, so they're not new molds. Is that what I'm understanding, or are they new molds that are meant like they're like retro figures, like they're meant to have the same type of articulation as the old figures? So I guess I'm just a little confused about the He-Man stuff. And then Battle Cat, like, so they got like the Battle Cat, the Battle Raptor and stuff, or they just doing just Battle Cat right now? So was that Cringer? I think it was Cringer, wasn't He-Man? Or am I thinking of something else? I think it is Cringer. So, um, let's see here. Yeah, this one. Okay, but yeah, so that was fun, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming in. Yeah, retro looking with modern articulation. Oh, so they had modern articulation. Oh man, they were pretty. They looked like they only had like 5 points of articulation when I looked by, but I didn't really like pick them up or look, so I just kind of glanced at them. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody coming in, and I'm glad the music worked. I mean, if it didn't, it would have kicked us right off pretty quickly. So sweet. And I'm gonna go ahead and step a dish. What I'll do, since this is working, hey Lord Lalouch Productions, just ending the stream here, but since this is working with the music, what I'll do tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm not sure which one, but I want to do a stop motion animation stream where I just talk with a bunch of people like we're doing now, and then we'll just go ahead and like you'll just see me actually as I'm animating, because I got a lot I got to pick up on. I got some shots, but like I am not 100% done. And Cat in the Top Hat Productions, he knows how I feel. Devassia, you know how I feel. Like there's a lot to be done with stop motion. So, but music's a little too dramatic, right? But all right, man. And girls, girls and guys. Tay, I appreciate you coming in here. Kato, Devassia, Cat in the Top Hat, Masterfar, Lord Lalouch, Ultra Marcus, Pack, Input, Zakir, Wildfire Productions, Billy B. Good Silver. Yeah, Billy B. Good Silver. Marvelous Prime. I thank you guys all for coming in here. Again, it's just it's really is hard. It really is awesome to have everybody in here. And I have the wrong mouse in my hand. Let's move over here. So it's like when you got two vertical mice, it's hard to keep track of which one, especially when they look exactly the same. So, but all right, guys. Well, again, I really appreciate you coming to the Raptors Nest, and you guys have a great evening, a great afternoon, and I appreciate you all. Bye.